Movies are on the next level these days already, and sci-fi films are in another world, literally. The Helios movie, set to be released in 2030, will feature Blue Origin's Reef space station to give viewers an extra realistic experience of what goes on in space stations. In this video, we'll be taking a look at a sci-fi movie being shot on the Orbital Reef space station, so stay tuned. First off, Jeff Bezos' company, Blue Origin's Reef space station, is to be featured in a movie. Blue Origin, Jeff Bezos' space company, has made a deal with Centerboro Productions. Blue Origin's partner, Sierra Space, has also joined in. So what can we expect from two space companies making deals with the production company? Well, a very realistic movie. That's right, Origin's Orbital Reef space station will be featured in Helios, the new upcoming feature film that will be set in 2030. The movie is about a spaceship crew that will go on a mission to save the International Space Station that has been damaged by a solar flare, which is why the movie is named Helios, after the mythical personification of the sun. The two companies will come together to give all viewers a realistic description of what it looks like living and working in space, and how the future will evolve our space technology. The companies also mentioned in a press release on Tuesday that they'll also help coordinate a response to a space weather emergency. Orbital Reef is still in its design phase, as the technology needed to make it fully operational is still amateur. Though with the pace that things are going, professionals have estimated that by the year 2027, the Orbital Reef will be ready. The film will start shooting next year, but whether they will make use of this delay and shoot it on the incomplete space station for the best experience possible remains to say. Another question that has still not been answered is whether Jeff Bezos will make a cameo. If he does, it won't be the first time. He appeared in Star Trek Beyond in 2016. Next up, movies other than the Helios have attempted similar realistic experiences. The Helios isn't the only movie in production looking to give viewers a realistic experience. Just last year, a Russian movie crew began shooting The Challenge, a space drama on board the ISS. Not to mention, the film Universal Studios has scheduled to begin production sometime next year. It will feature Tom Cruise and maybe a ride on a SpaceX vessel. Unfortunately, though, this hasn't been confirmed just yet. Of course, with how fast the world is embracing the future, there is no way these are the only movies we'll see going to such lengths for a better experience. Soon enough, another production project will start to follow their example, trying to one-up each other, and things are going to get a bit wild. Let's just say if you're a fan of movies set in outer space or anything related, you're up for the time of your life in a few years. Amazon.com Incorporated, also found by Bezos, has already started to play a major role in the film industry with the Prime Video offering. Still, up until now, there hasn't been any mention of the company distribution of Helios in the press release. Blue Origin declined to comment further on their involvement, or anyone else's for that matter. NASA, on the other hand, is targeting 2030 for the decommissioning of ISS as a response to the commercial space station from companies like Axiom, Blue Origin, Sierra Space, and others becoming operational. Thirdly, Blue Origin's unscrewed capsule NS-23 manages safe escape after a mid-flight anomaly. Blue Origin's much-awaited unscrewed flight, NS-23, ended suddenly after the space company aborted the mission because of an issue with the new Space Shepard rocket's booster. They found the problem Saturday morning and aborted as soon as possible. The failure happened just as the rocket reached the maximum dynamic pressure, that is the max Q. Blue Origin confirmed on Twitter that their rocket suffered a booster failure and also assured the public that the escape systems had performed just as designed. Soon enough, they had also reported that the booster had impacted the ground, and fortunately enough, there had been no reported injuries. During the live stream, the commenter said that it appeared that the rocket was experiencing an anomaly with the flight. This hadn't been planned, and due to the problem being sudden, details still aren't fully known. On the brighter side, the crew capsule was able to escape successfully, and they followed the progress through landing. In the live stream, it could be seen that the drogues had been deployed, and the mains were going to be pulled next. During the process, the capsules remained intact and deployed chutes as they began their journey back to Earth. Eric Berger, Ars Technica senior space editor, confirmed that other than a serious jolt, all the people would have remained unharmed. In June, Blue Origin took a group of people to the edge of space. That flight had marked its 5th crewed mission. Finally, Jeff Bezos is also interested in buying Phoenix Suns and Mercury, after an investigation by the NBA found Robert Sarver guilty of misogynistic and racist behavior. He has put up the Phoenix Suns and Mercury for sale. Sarver made his decision after a public and financial pressure campaign for his removal from the NBA. The player movement was led by Chris Paul and LeBron James last week in criticizing the NBA's one-year ban and $10 million fine of Sarver as inefficient. Corporate partner PayPal threatened to cut ties and end its multi-million-dollar sponsorship of the Suns as long as Sarver was still around. Apparently, some big names are among potential buyers. According to ESPN's Ramona Shelburne, ex-Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos, former Disney CEO Bob Iger, ex-Oracle CEO Larry Ellison, and Washington Wizards minority owner Laurene Jobs, the widow of former Apple CEO Steve Jobs, are interested in purchasing the Suns. Ultimately, there can be only one controlling owner, and who that will be is to be decided by Sarver. Although Sarver's ownership stake in the Suns is around 1/3, as managing partner, he is in control of the sales process. Logically, it is expected that the Suns will go to the highest bidder regardless of who is in charge of the sales process, and with the names involved, the price is expected to be lucrative. A list with names like Jeff Bezos, who also owns Blue Origin and is the founder of Amazon, is bound to attract a lot of attention, so it's interesting to see who will come out on top. Now, in other news, NASA's Perseverance close to achieving first goals on Mars. NASA's rover on Mars, Perseverance, is getting close to the completion of its first set of goals on Mars. The robot has collected a diverse set of rock samples that will soon be deposited on the surface, awaiting carriage to Earth by later missions. It has been 17 months since the rover arrived in an area called Jezero Crater, slung below a rocket crane. All the things that the rover has recorded since coming to the new location have convinced scientists that it is the perfect place to hunt for life. Scientists say that they aren't looking for any living organisms because the harsh environment of Mars today makes their existence extremely improbable. They are searching for traces of life that could have lived billions of years ago, when Jezero was filled with a lake. Next up, Artemis 1 set to take off on the 27th September to catapult Orion capsule around Moon. NASA's Artemis 1 rocket is scheduled to take off on the 27th of September. There is a backup date planned for the 2nd of October in case things don't go as planned. At first, the agency wanted to carry out the launch as early as the 23rd of September, but after careful consideration of multiple logistical topics, they decided on a later date. NASA's Space Launch System Mega Rocket will be used by the Artemis 1 mission to catapult an uncrewed Orion capsule around the Moon. This is part of the agency's push to bring humans back to the lunar surface by 2025. NASA's first launch was canceled due to an engine issue, and the second attempt was cut short after the Artemis 1 team detected a hydrogen leak that engineers were unable to fix. Finally, Russian Konstantin Vorontsov threatened SpaceX for aiding Ukrainian military. A veiled threat was issued by Russia against SpaceX's satellite internet system Starlink for aiding the Ukrainian military. Konstantin Vorontsov, a Russian representative, issued the warning last week at a United Nations Working Group meeting on reducing space threats. Vorontsov didn't mention SpaceX or Starlink by name, but he said that they would like to underline a dangerous trend that goes beyond the harmless use of outer space technologies and has become apparent during the events in Ukraine. He said that it was the use of elements of civilian, including commercial infrastructure in outer space for military purposes. Vorontsov then issued the veiled threat, saying that it seems they don't realize that such actions constitute indirect involvement in military conflicts, meaning quasi-civilian infrastructure may become a legitimate target for retaliation. That's a wrap for this video. Are you looking forward to the movie shot on the Orbital Reef space station? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.